A warm welcome to all of you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha Sharda, would like to thank all of you for liking our channels and our contents. So, today we are going to talk on a beautiful Prashna once again. Prashna, as we all know, is the Sanskrit word for a question. A question here being a keyword. When we just have a single question to ask, in such a case, we put just one prashna, or we get gathered the thoughts in our mind and direct it for just one single question. This single question can give us a lot of answers. But before that, we must be very collected. We must be very aware of the way we are asking the question. Shakuna also plays an important part. So do be aware of what nature is also trying to answer to you when you are seeing that question. So when somebody comes to you about designing, asking about the design of their home, so what kind of the houses are that which you need to pay attention to? Designing will definitely come from creativity. Creativity comes or can be seen from the third house and the fifth house. But when we are seeing any chart, I always make it a point to say that the Lagna and the Lagnesh is very, very important. Why so? Because if the Lagna and the Lagnesh are safe, if they're good, if they're happy, if they're strong, then the chart is capable of giving a lot of beautiful and a strong concrete answers. Rather, the person who's asking the question or whose chart it is strong and capable of doing many things in life. So the Lagna and the Lagnesh is important. The third house, and because we're talking about designing, the fifth house is also important. Now, designing what is the question? So if it is about a home, designing of a home is concerned, then definitely the fourth house will take precedence. So in case somebody questions us whether how to make sure that the home that they are designing or the home that they're building is beautifully designed, in that case we are going to see the Lagna and the Lagnesh. We are also going to see the third house. We are also going to see the fourth house and the fifth house. So let us go ahead and take a chart. We will come across many instances, we'll come across many things where we will be taking this, where we might just be feeling that we're taking that house again. Yes, each house represents many things, and its contribution in so many areas can be understood through this repetition. It's just that the permutation combination of different houses for different questions for different areas of life will be different. So when we're taking the prashna for interior designing, we need to see, as I told you, of a house. And if it's a corporate, if it's an office, then we, instead of the fourth house, we take the 10th house. So when we're taking the prashna of a house, beautiful house, then we need to see the Lagna, the third house, the fourth house, and the fifth house. Again, here, let us take this example of the question that came to me some time ago. Here, Saturn, which is the Lagnesh, and is sitting in the Lagna and in its own, obviously, Capricorn, Saturn's house, and it's a strong Saturn at that. Again, Mars, the Lord of the fourth house, is retrograde and sitting in the Revati Nakshatra. And it is again very strong because the third house, the house of courage, the house of skills, is said, or the Karaka for that third house is Mars. Rahu is sitting in the fifth house of creativity in Mritsara Nakshatra, and is also aspecting the Lagna. Jupiter, the Lord of the 12th house, is sitting in the 12th house. As I said, we need not have taken the 12th house into consideration, but in this case I have, because I found a peculiarity that Jupiter is sitting in Purva Ashada Nakshatra and it's in its own house. So it's very strong and must indicate something in the chart. We must be seeing what all of these are indicating. Saturn here indicates that the work will happen, work will get fulfilled, but it will happen at a slow pace, because Saturn is called Manda. Saturn is called Manda, or the slow one, and it will make sure that the work is slow but thorough. Okay, and Saturn here also aspects the 10th house of completion, of recognition. So the home will also find a recognition somewhere. But the third house of creativity, there is a multiple, it's first and foremost, it falls in a multiple sign. And secondly, there is a retrograde planet here. So there would be more than one person involved in the the creativity of that house. Again, there is Rahu sitting in the fifth house, which also is a planet which says diverse, and it will also show change. So what so transpired in this case is, those people who consulted me for this particular question had also asked an earlier question about their interior designer. If you notice carefully, there is the planet of loss, Jupiter, which is sitting in its own house, and that is Sagittarius, and it is sitting in uh, Purva Ashadha Nakshatra. Purva Ashadha Nakshatra can show hidden arguments, things that may not be coming to the front, but are there is a cause of tension. Jupiter is value system. Jupiter is also logic. So there could be some misunderstandings in logic there. Again, it is the lord of the 12th house. So there might be parting of ways because of certain logical differences. One, two, Saturn aspects Mars again, so there can be parting of ways with the creative personnel, and because it's again retrograde, so there will be more than one person involved, and there can be somebody else, other people involved. Mars is retrograde and it's in the nakshatra of a skilled person. So there can be changes of the skilled person, one, and there can be problems in work because a retrograde Mars does not do upfront work. There is breakage of, there is, time lapse. So there is a time lapse. The person would not be able to complete the work on the right time because of handyman. Because Saturn also represents handyman and Saturn aspects Mars. So there can be problems on those grounds. Creativity would go a total change because it's Rahu sitting there. Rahu is the denoter of change and it's sitting in the fifth house of creativity. And Jupiter, the lord of the 12th of losses, of expenses, is sitting in the 12th house. So yes, they had unseen expenses coming up. They had major expenses that they had to incur. And Rahu made sure that the new designer who stepped in also then went ahead and changed quite a lot of their territory. So this is how they explained that yes, this is the work, and I got that feedback that this is how the work transpired for them. As I always keep telling people that Prashna is very potent. Once you make a question, once you put forward a question, please be sure that you're asking it in the very right frame of mind and with a very positive attitude to get a beautiful, to the point answer. Till we meet with you again, don't forget to like us and subscribe to us. Take care. Thank you.